Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on the video. Today we're going over the Prisma Ohma. Now this is a weapon that's actually kind of been in the game files as far as I know for quite a while. DE has given away the Ohma before, so it's a pretty popular weapon. It's got some pretty niche use cases, specifically with Saren, and we're going to get into that here with the build. But if you want to grab this weapon, go ahead and go over to the Pluto Relay, and Borrow is selling it this weekend. With that intro out of the way, let's talk about the build. So before we start, I actually want to compare it to the old OMA and just kind of show you exactly what we're working with here. As you can see, the Prisma OMA is better in every single stat except for status. The Prisma OMA status went down, but the crit chance, the critical multiplier, all the base damage has increased quite a fair bit. Even the attack speed is a lot better. So if you like the OMA, this is a no-brainer. Pick this weapon up. Now, as far as the build, this is actually a build that I plan on running exclusively with Saren, because this is going to be a condition overload with impact slash gas, magnetic, corrosive, and viral. You're going to have 4 status types affecting the enemy, and it serves the enemies up pretty well. Most of the time, you won't even be able to build your combo multiplier because they're going to be dying so quickly. That's what I love about the Oma. I use it a lot with Saren, and now that the Prisma's out and you have even better crit chance, this should be pretty interesting. So we'll get into the damage testing here shortly, but if you're curious about the Riven, it has cold, which makes the base electric magnetic. So pretty nice. It's not like a super crazy Riven or anything. So, it also enables me to have better status chances as well at about 50%. So, this is the build I'm running. If you wanted to run a viral build and do, Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds and all that, I would obviously, put those mods in, but honestly, I think getting viral from an external source like a Vulpaphyla or from Nourish or something is a lot better. That's just my opinion, though. Alright, so we're going to test against the level 190 heavy gunners that I typically test against. We're going to apply our 3, Nourish. So we have Magnetic, Viral, Toxin, Corrosive, and Gas. And because we're using Condition Overload, it's just a cakewalk against, honestly, any enemy faction. They really can't do anything, and if you hold it down, if you have the Venom Dose Augment mod, now your corrosive is doing 300% more damage. But as you can see, they can't do anything. It's just a cakewalk. Yeah, I mean, this build is really nice. You have 6 different status effects with Condition Overload, so your damage is kind of through the roof. And in most missions, most of the time, you will not be able to hit times 12 just because they die so quickly. 300,000, 200,000 toxin procs. It's pretty nuts. So, I specifically like using this weapon with Saren. I think it's super super good with her, as you can see. Um, so, but if you want to use the build a different way, like if you want to do a Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush, that's totally up to you. But I think that this build is just too good to ignore if you pair it with Saren. As far as what I'm running with Saren, as you can see, this is a melee focused build with Saren, is as much strength as I can get for Nourish and her Toxic Lash. The Venom Dose Augment is super nice because you are going to be applying corrosive, and if you have allies, then their corrosive damage is going to be increased exponentially as well. If you saw during the gameplay, the extra corrosive damage actually reaches up to 309%, and the radius is also pretty decent at about 23 meters, so pretty nice. This is a double umbral build, so you would need an umbral forma here. It's pretty expensive, but I think it's worth it. As you saw in the gameplay, it's pretty nice. And then I run Arcane Blessing because I don't use shield gating. It's just a preference of mine. So if you want to do shield gating, that's your prerogative. But this is the build that I run, and it works quite well. And then the efficiency is so low because you're getting energy back thanks to Nourish. So it's a nice build. And the Prisma Ohma is an exceptional melee weapon. Even the base Ohma is good. So you know, if you want to do Blood Rush or Weeping Wounds or something, go for that. If you want to copy this build and you don't have a Riven, just slap Cold in there. That makes up the difference because otherwise you won't have Magnetic. So, um, yeah, that's the build. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go get the Prisma Oma. No reason not to. It's mastery, and also based off those stat changes that you saw at the beginning of the video, it's definitely worth the investment of Forma and leveling. So go ahead, grab it, try it with Saren, try this build. I think you'll like it. I certainly do. It's the only build I run for my melees with Saren. But yeah, I have been uploading quite a bit recently. If you look at my video upload, I've probably done, I don't know, 15 videos in the past 2 weeks. So uh, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to TennoCon here at the end of this month. And we just hit 1,600 subs, which is crazy. So I really appreciate that. And, you know, uh, thank you guys for all the support. It means a lot. So, but anyway, that's the end of the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.